give publicity to our initiative, the Respect for Law Act. The Respect for Law Act would do basically three things. One, it would require that anybody getting a driver's license in Oregon prove they are legally in the country and have a valid Social Security number. And in addition, it would end the practice of giving 8-year driver's licenses to people here with 6-month visas. There's a picture over here of Muhammad Atta's Florida driver's license. When he came in the United States, he came here on a 6-month visa. As soon as he had a chance, he got a 6-year Florida driver's license. And that's what he used to board the plane on 9/11, was the Florida driver's license. Florida no longer issues 6-year driver's licenses to people here on 6-month visas. Oregon continues its practice of giving 8-year driver's licenses to people here on 6-month visas. That should end, and our initiative would end that. The second part of our initiative requires anybody registering to vote for the first time in Oregon actually prove they're a citizen. Currently, you do not have to prove you're a citizen when you register to vote. Our initiative wouldn't require people who have already registered to go through that process, but anybody new coming into Oregon who wants to register to vote would have to prove they're a citizen. The third element of the initiative would require or allow all local police, if they chose to work directly with federal immigration authorities. It wouldn't require that they work with federal immigration authorities. It would allow them to do so. Go to the Oregonians for Immigration Reform website and do that, or you can call the Oregon the number that's listed on the sign there, 503-435-0141, and we'll send you some initiatives if you'd like to have them. But once again, the web link is www.respectforlawact.com. It's a special reason because it's the opening day of the legislative session, and we wanted to appeal to them to do something about immigration. We've been here for 8 years trying to get them to deal with the issue of illegal immigration. They have refused to.
I mean, another state?
There are some states they can't do it. Our driver's license is such poor repute that a number of states no longer will accept Oregon's driver's license as proof of an ID if somebody wants to move from their state, from our state to their state. Nevada is one that has it on their website. They will not accept an Oregon driver's license anymore. Pennsylvania's the same way, and more states are going less and less. Michigan was a state that didn't require proof of legal presence. 2 weeks ago, their Attorney General ended that practice. Their Secretary of State implemented it. Oregon is in a shrinking number of states that don't require people prove they're legally present in the United States in order to get a driver's license. It's made Oregon a magnet for ID theft, the methamphetamine trade, and illegal immigration. Obviously, people, as you can see, are signing up here at the Capitol. And in addition, they can go online and get an online version of the initiative, download it, sign it, and mail it back to us. And the directions are there. And the web link that you want to put in your web browser is www.respectforlawact.com. One word, respectforlawact.com. They can go online, download that initiative, sign it, and mail it back into us. Well, the governor's emergency executive order takes effect today, and among the requirements now, people have to have a more valid form of ID. The state Department of Motor Vehicles no longer accept a matricular counselor card as an ID, and you have to have a valid Social Security number, effective today.
Great. Well, it sounds like there's some people here that don't agree with that don't think that you should have to follow the law. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, there are people who support illegality. There always will be. The United States is a nation of laws. We expect everybody in our country to obey one set of laws. We don't have one set of laws for one group and a second for another. People who want illegal aliens to have rights that nobody else do want to break that promise. And that's really one of the most important tenets of our American society, is the rule of law, where everybody's expected to obey all our laws. So far, there are no rules requiring someone prove they're a citizen to register to vote. As opposed to somebody signing an initiative petition, there are so many rules and checks that they just invalidate a large percentage of people who want to sign a petition. As an example, ours, we have to go, our people who sign our petitions, their signature is going to be scrutinized, the date they sign is going to be scrutinized, the signature gatherer's name and the date that he signed is going to be scrutinized. That's a tremendous contrast with somebody who just registers to vote.
Voter registration card as a form of ID when getting driver's licenses?
Yeah. And they get a voter's registration card, and it creates an underground network of IDs that people who are legally in the country can use. You can see the large crowd of people on the side who supposedly should be working or in school, but they are able to get off almost any day they want to rally here at the state capitol, which makes you wonder, how are they getting money to live on? And I think the answer is pretty simple. Many of them get food stamps, they get all kinds of government programs, and that's one reason why a number of people who support large government want to have an unending supply of illegal aliens, because they want to have the raw material. www.respectforlawact.com.
Something the media refuses to distinguish. These are not immigrant rights groups. These groups support illegal aliens. That's the biggest difference. Not most, but a huge chunk of the membership of OFER are legal immigrants. They go through the system. That's why they join OFER, because these people sneak across the line and they do not go through the proper channels. Our Respect for Law Act will not affect legal immigrants or migrants. It will only impact illegal aliens. That's respectforlawact.com. Oregonians for Immigration Reform, we're a nonpartisan nonprofit started 8 years ago to deal with illegal immigration, not legal immigration. Behind us are people that should actually be in school today. We're paying for their bilingual education, even though it has an 80% failure rate. And they're real mad because as of today, they can no longer get a driver's license. Just like this guy came here legally on a temp visa, and he was able to obtain 3 or 4 licenses that didn't expire for years. We're here to make sure that the state legislature, if they don't do something about licenses, our Respect for Law Act will do something about driver's license and voting, and it'll stop the sanctuary from police policies as well. They can either go to respectforlawact.com or they can call us at 503-363-6095. Registered voters only.
At the Oregon Transportation Commission hearing that was looking into the Governor Kulongoski's executive order requiring driver's license, new drivers have different forms of identification to prove they're legally in the country. More than one person got up and said that they voted Governor Kulongoski into office and now he's betrayed them. They said this basically stating they were in the country illegally, and yet they voted. At the last Joint House-Senate Transportation Commission hearing in the State Capitol building, one speaker who basically said he was illegally here said, if you take away my ability to drive, I can't work and I likely go to commit crimes like robbing banks.
Our allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.